Hello everyone, welcome to my channel B&B CBS Gossip 24. Electra sneers as Remy is exposed to Deke for his deepfake fiasco and begs for forgiveness. Luna warned Remy that meeting Deke's colleagues would blow up in his face, and it did. At Forrester, Deke is perplexed while everyone fumes when he brings Remy in. Electra complains this can't be happening. Remy says it's good to see her. Hope Ivy Electra appalled to see Remy. Deke has to back Will off when he lunges for his man. They realize that Deke is clueless. Deke gets between Will and Remy. The ladies prompt Remy to tell Deke about his sick past. Remy explains that he and Electra were best friends. He moved to LA to be close to her. Will urges him to tell Deke how he used and traumatized Electra. Electra holds Will back. CBS. Remy admits he made deep fake nudes of Electra and put them online. He wanted to make her friends turn her back on her. They lecture him, telling him he should be ashamed. He's sorry and he's not justifying it, but if he hadn't driven her away, she wouldn't have come there and met Will. Remy on the spot. Electra will never forget seeing all those photos in his apartment. He chased her and Will had to save her. Electra tears into Remy. They tell Deke Remy is not the guy he thinks he is. Remy admits he did those things but regrets them. He's not that person any longer and is so sorry. He was having some kind of breakdown. Remy pleads with Deke. He keeps apologizing but no one wants to hear it. He hates that he hurt her but she's thriving and all he wants is the chance to make Electra see he's changed. Remy keeps begging for understanding. He begs her to look into her big heart and give him a second chance. She sneers at him. Electra sneering. Related links. Get soap spoilers new post notifications. Daytime Emmy winners list. Subscribe to Soap Spoilers newsletter. Don't miss B&B spoilers into November. Steffi's first air date back to B&B. Beyond the Gates recaps. At Illinois Giardino, Deacon is happy to see the restaurant is busy. Brooke drops by to check in on him and chat about their daughter. Deacon and Brooke talk Sheila. She called ahead to make sure Sheila isn't there. She worries he's considering returning to his wife. He says no one gets them. Taylor urged him to try again. She stirred something inside him, that's for sure. Brooke reminds him of the things his wife has done. He admits it isn't easy but Sheila is who he wants. Brooke hopes Deacon not letting Sheila back. Brooke remains concerned and is sure his kids will be too. They chat about how well everything is going for Deke. He's sure the party at Forrester will make him feel at home. He hasn't met his boyfriend but is sure he's a great guy. Brooke admits she was hoping Taylor would convince Deacon there were other women out there. Brooke and Deacon talk Deke. In her office, Taylor puts down Dr. James Warwick's book and thinks about Deacon until Sheila interrupts to inform her Deacon came home. Taylor Warwick book. It's all because of her. Taylor won't take credit. The doctor reminds her she can't discuss this. Sheila just wanted to show her gratitude for saving her marriage. Sheila thanks Taylor. It's evident to her that Taylor made an impact on Deacon. Taylor gulps. Sheila keeps telling her how grateful she is. Deacon is the only man she wants in this world. She knows other women adore him because he's so amazing and sexy. Part of her worried he would turn to another woman. Sheila keeps thanking Taylor. Taylor assures her that he obviously adores her. She doesn't think they'll have much to worry about. The shrink urges her not to squander this opportunity and reminds her she needs to get back to work. Taylor doesn't need thanks. Sheila keeps telling her how over the moon she is. She knew that if anyone could open her husband's heart, it would be Taylor. As Electra and company go ballistic over Deke's Remy reveal, Brooke puts a game-changing question to Deacon. Remy Price is Deke Sharp's son. Not a rumor. Not a maybe. Confirmed. Electra Forrester stood in the center of the design studio, shaking, arms wrapped around herself like she was holding her heart in place. Her eyes were red, but not from sadness. From rage. Remy didn't try to approach her, not yet. He was across the room, leaning against the drafting table, looking like the ground had been pulled out from under him. The silence between them snapped. Electra, were you ever going to tell me? Or were you just going to let me keep falling for a lie? Remy lifted his eyes, soft, wounded. Remy, I didn't know. I swear, Electra, I found out the same time you did. Electra laughed, sharp, bitter, disbelieving. Electra, you found out? You mean Sheila swooped in with another twisted surprise because she just couldn't resist? The room went still. Everyone knew that name was the landmine. Deacon Sharp sat alone, staring at a framed photo of Hope on the coffee table. Brooke Logan stormed in. She didn't knock. Brooke. You should have told her. You should have told all of us the second you knew. Deacon didn't yell. Didn't defend himself. He just closed his eyes. Deacon. I didn't know how. I didn't know how to be a father the first time. And the universe just handed me a second chance, and I thought if I opened my mouth, I'd ruin it. Brooke's expression softened, but only slightly. Brooke, you weren't protecting him, Deacon. You were protecting yourself. Silence. Then Brooke drew a steady breath, the kind she only took before saying something that changes direction. Brooke. Do you want to be his father, Deacon? His head snapped up. No hesitation. No uncertainty. Deacon, horse. More than anything. Brooke nodded slowly. Brooke. Then you need to act like it. Because Sheila will. The name cut the air like a knife. Electra stepped toward Remy. Electra, Sheila Carter doesn't just find people, Remy. She plants herself in them. She digs. She waits. She infects. Remy's voice cracked. Remy, I am not her. I am not. Electra, shouting, you are her son. Everyone froze. Steffi and Ridge exchanged a look from across the room, one that said everything. This wasn't just emotional. This was dangerous. Remy swallowed hard, visibly holding himself together by raw force. Remy. I don't want to be her son. I don't want that to be what defines me. Electra's voice softened, but her eyes remained shattered. Electra. But it does. And now it defines us. Remy reached for her. She backed away. Sheila Carter watched from inside her car, one hand tapping calmly on the steering wheel. She wasn't smiling. She was waiting. Sheila, under her breath. You won't reject him, Electra. You just think you will. But once the Forresters turn their backs, he'll come home. To me. Lightning flickered across her face. And for the first time in a long time, she looked patient. Back inside Forrester, the breaking point. Electra wiped her eyes. Electra. I can't do this. Not right now. I don't even know who I am in this anymore. Remy's voice was soft, pleading. Remy. You're the first person who ever made me feel like I belong anywhere. Electra closed her eyes. That hurt most of all. Electra, quietly, and that's exactly why I have to go. She walked away. Remy didn't follow. Not because he didn't want to. But because he knew. If he followed, she'd break harder. And maybe. So would he. Brooke stood at the doorway. Brooke. If you're going to save your son, you have to get ahead of Sheila. Before she sinks her fangs in completely. Deacon's jaw set. Deacon. Then I guess I'm going to war. Brooke nodded, slowly, gravely, the way you nod to a man who just crossed his own point of no return. Brooke. Then you won't be fighting alone. Final shot, Sheila watching rain on her windshield. She whispers, not to Remy. Not to Deacon. Not even to fate. But to the storm itself. Sheila. Love always brings them back to me. Electra Forrester stood with her back to the door, hands braced on the desk she fought so hard for. Sketches in gold frames. Photos with designers. Her first show invitation. Her name etched on the door. She stared at it like it belonged to someone else. Steffi entered quietly, closing the door behind her. Steffi. You don't have to do this. Electra exhaled, a laugh that wasn't laughter. Electra. I tried to be a Forrester. I tried so hard. But it turns out, I don't know where I end and where the name begins. Steffi approached slowly, not CEO to subordinate. Woman to woman. Sister by blood and sister by battle scars. Steffi. You made mistakes. You owned them. That matters. Electra shook her head. Electra. I didn't just make a mistake. I handed Sheila Carter the key to this family. I opened a door that can't be closed. Her voice cracked. Electra. How do I stand in the same room with people who will always look at me and think she let the monster in? Steffi didn't look away. Steffi. Because we all have let Sheila in at some point. Every last one of us. That landed. But Electra's decision was already made. She slid an envelope across the desk. Her resignation. Signed. Employees were gathered. The gossip had already started, as gossip always did. Electra stepped out, composed. If she was leaving standing tall. Remy stood near the design tables, eyes full of something raw, sorrow, confusion, longing. Their gazes met. For a moment, the world went still. Electra swallowed. Electra. I'm stepping back from Forrester. I need time. Space. To understand who I am outside of all this. A murmur rippled through the room. Remy took one step toward her. Just one. Remy. Electra, please don't go. Electra's eyes flickered, breaking, just once. Electra. If I stay, I'll break in half. And I don't have any more pieces to lose. She brushed past him. He didn't try to stop her. Because she was right. If he pulled her back now, it would be selfish, not love. After Electra left, Steffi stood at the front of the room, strong, composed, carrying the weight like she was born with it. Steffi. We regroup. We protect our family. We protect this company. And we do not let Sheila Carter write our story. Not now. Not ever. The room steadied around her. Ridge nodded to her from across the space, a silent "it's your time." Steffi wasn't replacing Electra. She was stepping into destiny. Electra pressed the down button. The doors slid open. Remy appeared again, breathless, this time not holding back. Remy. Just tell me one thing. She paused. Remy, voice breaking. Did I ever matter to you? Electra closed her eyes. The pain of it, the truth of it, sat between them like smoke. She reached out and touched his cheek. A touch full of love. And grief. Electra. You were the first real thing in my life. Remy's breath trembled. Electra. But real isn't always enough. The doors closed. He didn't follow. He couldn't. From her car, parked on a rooftop overlooking Forrester Creations, Sheila smiled slowly. Sheila, whisper soft. Loss opens doors love can't. She picked up her phone. Dialed. The call connected. Sheila. Remy? It's your mother. And Remy, whose entire world had just cracked, didn't hang up. Remy stood alone near the stone railing, wind pushing through his hair. No jacket. No umbrella. Just raw air and a heart that didn't know how to beat anymore. Footsteps approached, slow, measured, familiar in a way he didn't want them to be. He didn't turn. Remy. You shouldn't be here. A soft chuckle drifted behind him, not mocking, but almost fond. Sheila. But you called me. He closed his eyes. Yes. He had. Sheila stepped into view beside him, not too close, not intrusive, like she had studied the exact distance where he wouldn't pull away. Her hair was loose, wind-tangled. No makeup except the red of her lips. No theatrics. Just a woman. Just a mother. Sheila, quietly. You have my eyes. Remy flinched, because he knew it was true. Remy. Do I have your heart, too? Sheila's inhale was slow. Controlled. Sheila. You have your own. But you feel with the intensity one did. The world tries to put out that flame, especially the Forresters. He turned sharply. Remy. Do not make this about them. She nodded, accepting the blow, not resisting it. Sheila. All right. Then let it be about you. About what you're carrying. The guilt. The shame. The loneliness. His eyes glassed. He hated how true it was. Sheila softened, voice lowering like a blanket being draped over a shivering child. Sheila. Everyone you loved just walked away from you. Didn't they? Remy swallowed hard. Electra's face flickered through his mind, her touch still on his cheek. Remy. I ruined everything. Sheila. No. She stepped closer, just one step. They ruined you. His breath caught. Remy. You don't know what I've gone through. Sheila. I know exactly what you've gone through. Because I went through it first. She wasn't dramatic. She wasn't loud. She wasn't the monster the Forresters described her as. She was human. Which was worse. Sheila. I was cast out. Judged. Rewritten as a nightmare because I didn't fit into their perfect picture. And now they're doing the same thing to you. He looked at her, really looked, and saw it. The loneliness. The hunger. The need. Not for power. But for belonging. Remy. Why didn't you fight for me? Sheila's eyes shined, not tears, but memory. Sheila. I did. And I lost. And I promised myself, if I ever got you back, I'd never leave again. That hit him like a punch. Remy. Don't say things like that unless you mean them. Sheila stepped closer, and placed her hand on his cheek exactly where Electra's had been. Sheila. I don't say anything I don't mean. And I don't lose things I love. Not twice. His breath shook. He didn't pull away. Sheila's voice lowered into something silk smooth. Sheila. Come with me. Not forever. Just, away from them. For a little while. So you can remember who you are when they're not telling you who to be. Remy's voice cracked. Remy. I'm scared of what I'll become. Sheila smiled, soft, devastating. Sheila. Then let me teach you how to become something stronger than fear. He closed his eyes. He exhaled. He nodded. Just once. Sheila linked her arm with his, not possessive. Protective. Together, they walked away from the overlook. Not running. Not hiding. Just leaving. As if the world behind them no longer mattered. She had been there the whole time. She didn't call out. She didn't interrupt. She just watched Remy walk away, toward the woman who had destroyed them all before. Her voice was a whisper, trembling, furious, terrified. Steffi. Oh, God. It's happening again. Hope's cabin, night. Rain pounded the roof like frantic fingers. Hope stood in the living room, arms wrapped around herself, staring at the fireplace. Her phone buzzed on the table. A message. From Luna. Have you heard from Remy? He's not answering. Hope's breath faltered. Before she could respond, a second message appeared. From Finn. Steffi saw him. He left with Sheila. Hope's heart stopped. Not fear, not shock. What hit her was recognition. Because she had seen this before. With Thomas. With Liam. With herself. She grabbed her keys. The door burst open and Hope entered, soaked, breathless, shaking. Steffi turned from the window, startled. Steffi. Hope. Hope didn't wait. She walked straight up to Steffi, eyes fierce, urgent. Hope. He went to her. Remy went to Sheila. Steffi swallowed hard, masking the panic creeping into her voice. Steffi. We'll find them. Ridge and security are already tracking Sheila's car. Hope shook her head sharply, tears in her eyes, but her voice like steel. Hope. No. You're not hearing me. This isn't like before. This isn't manipulation. This isn't threat. Sheila isn't taking him. Steffi's voice tightened. Steffi. Then what is it, Hope? Hope stepped closer, eyes wide, electric, terrifyingly certain. Hope. It's blood. Remy isn't running from her. He's running to her. Steffi flinched, like Hope had slapped her. Steffi. No. Remy is nothing like her. He hates what she's done. Hope shook her head, voice softer now, breaking. Hope. You don't understand. You never had to love someone who scared you. Who you wanted to save even while they were destroying themselves. Her voice trembled. Hope. I have. Steffi swallowed. Thomas. They both knew. Hope continued, pain sharpening into clarity. Hope. Sheila didn't just offer him comfort. She offered him identity. A story. A place to belong. And when someone feels alone enough. Her voice fell to a whisper. Hope. They choose the person who claims them. Not the one who loves them. Steffi's composure cracked, just a flicker. Steffi. So what do you think happens next? Hope closed her eyes. The truth tasted like ashes. Hope. Remy is going to protect her. Steffi's eyes widened, the horror landing fully this time. Hope. He's going to defend her. He's going to justify her. And eventually. Hope looked up at Steffi. Hope. He is going to become her. Silence. Heavy. Final. Steffi whispered, voice trembling, mother to mother. Steffi. We can't let that happen. Hope's jaw set, courage replacing fear. Hope. Then we don't fight Sheila. We fight for Remy. A rundown motel off Highway 14. Flickering neon. Remy sat on the edge of the bed, hands clasped, shaking. Sheila sat beside him, not touching him. Not forcing. Just present. Like a mother would. She leaned her head slightly toward him. Sheila, soft as breath. They will make you choose. Remy's voice was barely audible. Remy. Maybe I already have. Sheila smiled. Not triumphant. But claimed.